this is Das Big Hippo, and before we actually get into the video, I just want to say that the audio in this and potentially the next Elden Ring video are a little, well, I should say more than a little, are very messed up. And I can't fix it because I'm still learning. This is before I had learned how to make separate audio tracks. And this is also before I got the new microphone. The game audio is substantially louder than the vocal audio, and it makes it in many instances, it makes it so the voice cannot really be heard. I also want to take the time to apologize for just how, in general, just how scuffed this video is, because there was so many technical issues and all that, and if this wasn't a story-based game, I probably would have cut this entire recording, but I figured I should probably keep it just because it is story-driven to an extent. So, with that, starting next recording session, things should be substantially better. I learned how to separate the audio tracks, so if the audio is not balanced at all like it is currently, I can fix it. I have the new microphone here for better audio quality. And yeah, so hopefully things after this will be going smoother. Thank you for your patience. Hello and welcome back to Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. We will continue where we left off right before we went out to the overworld. I do think I fixed the echo issue I was having. I did multiple test runs of mini recordings before this, and they sounded fine. So if it's still echoing after this, I honestly have no idea what to do. I've done all sorts of research. But yeah, nothing seems to really be working, if I haven't fixed it by now at least. So, with that said, I'm just gonna have to wing it and see if I can figure something out over time. I also did tweak some settings and lowered some things to hopefully get the game running at a more consistent frame rate, since, like I've said multiple times now, my computer is not the greatest, but I do want to try to keep a pretty stable frame rate even though I'm already dipping when I'm just standing here doing nothing. That's not a good sign, I guess. So let's go ahead and continue, straight out into the overworld.
I built you guys this big overworld on the table. Just move your miniature wherever you want to go on it.
Nice detailing on the landscape. Feels like there's a whole world just waiting for us to kill and loot it.
That's right! Welcome to my Wonderlands!
I completely spaced the fact that the game's title card is right after you get out into the overworld. I probably should have put that in the first video, huh? Alright, so here we are in the overworld section. We got a little chest we can open up for some money and whatnot. We also have loot dice out here as well. And we're gonna get the ability to break these trees in a little bit, but we have to progress before we can do that.
The road to Brighthoof is blocked. Guess you'll have to go through that tall grass. A battle jumps out at you! Random encounter! Ha!
We Pokemon now. But unlike Pokemon, I'm gonna beat this dude's head in.
Give us a peek. Don't do warning shots.
I'm terribly sorry about the break. I'm trying to do everything to not completely neuter the game drastically. That's what it has to come to get a stable frame rate. That's what's going to have to come to. I'll do a bit more tweaking after this encounter, because because, yeah, that was terrible. Anyway, let's go ahead and use our point, get some more passive gun damage. And
Cartography.
more crit chance.
My first love. What shall I need
And after
death
finishing
out
an
with
encounter, you
next?
break that open, and loot pops out. And now we go on our way. Alright, before I continue, I am going to try to drop some of these settings a little bit to hopefully get it to run better. I'll see you when I get there. Alright, so now I have the game set to low settings, because that's
I
just
put
what it might
shortcuts around
have to
the
be.
overworld to help you get around. All you gotta do is punch him.
Now we have the ability to punch in the open world, or the overworld. So now we can get this loot back.
Lucky you.
Yeah, if lowering my settings down to minimum, or I guess it's not quite at the minimum, but if lowering it down there doesn't really enhance the overall frame rate, I'll go ahead and put it back
There's
up.
all sorts of goodies and dungeons hidden behind things you can punch. Oh man, this is the best. I am so glad you guys are here to play games and be friends. It's just been me in this cave with the bunbows and like a mountain of marshmallow cereal for like ever.
Ah, Tina, have you been lonely?
What? No! You're lonely! I got friends! I got tons of friends! Look at all these hottie bun pigs! This one, his name is Dimitri Papadopoulos, and these are his cousins from out of state!
And why are they ticking?
I'm so glad you asked because they are also moms.
Great, nice to meet you, Dimitri.
Hey, hey! You want to get rich? This shrine behind my well-protected and notably unstepped back is for some old god that's fallen out of fashion. I figure if we get all the pieces back together, they reward us real nice. With gold! I already found a piece myself, and I know where another one is. You get that for me, we can split the reward. I'll be here watching your back. Your defenseless, stabbable back. And if anyone comes at you from the front like a moron, just give him a slap. It's the stab of the open palm. Never know who might give you the old acupuncture. It's always the last person you expect. Well, the proverbial, not you personally. I'm sure your back is fine.
Give him the old Will Smith treatment. Throws him in the air. That's hard. I don't know if I've just gotten really bad luck, or if it's just shotguns feel really weak. Kind of unfortunate. Well, I always loved shotguns. The idea of just annihilating something close, and then it just doesn't work. Looks like the frame rate is still not doing well, so I may put the graphic settings back up. Weirdly enough, this seems to be running worse than Elden Ring, because at least in Elden Ring, my frame rate is lower, but consistent. And, you know, I understand the argument for, 60 frames or higher. But like I went over before, I used to play with real bad frame rates at a pretty regular basis. So I've gotten kind of used to it, within reason at least. And honestly, I care more about a consistent frame rate than a high frame rate. So yeah, Elden Ring dips every now and then, but compared to this, it's a golden gem. It's flawless almost. I really don't know why this seems to run so poorly either. Yeah, there's a lot of particle effects, especially right now, but it just kind of seems like there's really no real reason it should run as bad as it does. One shot, huh? That's interesting. Oh, it's a black powder. That makes sense. Alright, now let's go ahead and put the shotgun back on. And go up portal.
Oh, what? Look, girl, there's a bridge! You can totally thwack that thing over and cross it! Then, you have permanently opened a new route through the Wonderlands! Look at you, baby!
Starting with this recording section, I've actually decided to start putting out a timer so I can keep track of how much time has passed, so I don't just end up recording for multiple hours at a time and get all this footage taking up all my computer.
Bandit, it's just Bandit, you misogynist!
Man, she didn't even want to fight. Female bandit. I also want to take this time to point out, I adore how stupid the overworld models are. Look at my massive fucking head, Jesus Christ. Much like Elden Ring open world exploration, if it gets to the point where it's just too much dead air and nothing happens, I'll probably end up cutting that out. Just to try to keep it a bit
Her
more
coruscating
entertaining.
Majesty, Queen Butt-Stallion, has long protected the Wonderlands with the soul magic she imbues into the land itself.
You made it! Now get in there and clear the place out, even if it brings you to the brink of death, leaving you totally vulnerable. See what happens?
I can't be imagining the shotgun really doesn't seem to be doing a whole lot, right? Like that's not just me. Let's try going over this, and look at that. At least until my frame rate died, and everything fell apart. It seems to be running worse than last time. I wonder if there was some kind of update that screwed it. I haven't actually played this up in a couple days. I don't know if there was an update or not. But it certainly didn't seem to run this bad last time. Maybe I'm remembering wrong. I don't know. Oh, you can still slide into barrels to kick them like you could in 3. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe there was an update. Maybe I'm imagining it ran better. Or maybe it's just one of those weird computer things that is unexplainable and it's just deciding to not work right. Because computers, despite being modern day magic, are also just skeleton with acid really wouldn't be that effective.
Ready to bring the arcane pain?
Who cares? We video games. Let's go and give that one a shot, shall we? That does not seem very good compared to the other. My accuracy there was complete ass without paying more attention to his health bar and actually hitting him. Inventory full already? God. Alright, so where was the other SMG? This one, I believe. Alright, well, let's go ahead and drop some of these useless commons then. Yeah, so now that I've cut out the inventory management of dropping a million things, let's go ahead and continue where we were. And there I accidentally tapped my microphone. I apologize if that's definitely can't be imagining this. This feels like it's definitely much worse than I remember it did last time.
from the other way.
Cleared everyone out and you're still alive, huh? You better grab that shrine piece. Saves me a trip.
A little bit less capacity, but everything else is better. Chance to absorb bullets as ammo. Chance to... Yeah, let's go and hit that up and try that. And second verse, just like the first. Let's go. Borderlands gets a lot of hate because of the randomized loot. But honestly, I've always found that being one of the things that I liked about this game.
Sits nearby, playing all hard to get.
So, this guy's totally gonna try and kill us, right?
Totally.
Girls say what?
His name is literally Backstab.
That's probably.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go ahead and try lowering some more settings. Cause yeah, I don't know. This definitely feels like it's dipping lower than I remember it doing. Alright, so for the sake of science, I turned everything to the lowest settings, and honestly, these shadows make me want to die, so I'm going to go and change that back. Alright, so after a bit of consideration, I went ahead and I put everything back up to medium, because setting it to the low settings really didn't seem to change a whole lot in terms of how it ran, but it did make it look worse. So let's just go ahead and put it on medium, and hopefully it does actually run worse today than it did, and this dude is dead.
Ooh, would surely grant you fabuloso wealth.
Huh, didn't see that coming.
Maybe he stabbed himself?
Mysteries like these course in rivers throughout the universe. Anywhoozle, once the shrine is complete, you get the reward all to yourself.
Now there's our first
the
shrine.
God of pay money. Smiles upon your pockets.
And that being the first shrine, I do believe we now have a passive, passive gain of 10% gold. That's something I really like that they added in this one, is those shrines that give the buffs. Because it's just a cool... I've always enjoyed passive gains and bonuses. And that's part of the reason why I really like the skill trees in the Borderlands games, because for the most part they are just passives, while you still get your action skill and your weapons to change how the game actually plays. Let's head on into Queen's Gate.
Newbie, don't worry, those jerks at the table can't hear me. It's just us down here. Hey, I know I'm the villain, but I still just wanted to wish you luck on the whole quest thing. Not that you need luck, right? I mean, you're the fate maker.
Oh, let's see if there's anything cool looking in here. Well... yeah, let's go ahead and try that. Normally I don't recommend buying weapons from shops in this game, but early on it could be useful. Then I don't know if this one really works the same way as previous games do. So maybe buying weapons is more common and useful in this one.
Before you rise the mighty walls of Brighthoof, but you're not the only new arrival. A massive
Holy
skeleton
shit,
army
this
is
is for
sieging
sure
the
running
city.
worse than normal.
Catapults! Scallymans!
Alright, I'm actually going to go ahead and restart the game real quick and see if that hopefully fixes it. I will see you when I get back.
Rise the mighty walls of Brighthoof, but you're not the only new arrival.
Alright, so I'm actually getting around 60 frames here,
Scallymans! Catapults!
give or take,
Ships!
compared to under 40. So resetting it did seem to do a noticeable thing. I'm not entirely sure why it's running so bad. Holy shit, that's terrible. What's going on?
Skellymans and Skellywomens!
Let's fly!
horribly for some reason. Why?
Lucky you.
I guess I've got myself some more research to attend to after I finish this. Because I'm fairly certain this game did not run this poorly. Alright, I'm sorry to do that. I lowered the frame rate down to a silky smooth 30. Not happy with it there, honestly.
Not a chance!
Like I said earlier, I would much rather have a consistent frame rate than a high frame rate. And, you know, I've just gotten used to poor frame rates over the years, not ever having the greatest computer parts. Also, is it just me, or is this shotgun also complete dog ass? Holy hell. Skeletons aren't exactly poisoned or acid damage. This also seems down
Simple geometry! Never a moment.
Might just be me being used to frame rates, but I feel like this game at least has a pretty nice looking 30 frames. I've seen some games where 30 frames even makes me hurt. Well, yeah, as someone that's pretty used to bad frame rates, that's not a good sign.
You see a lone figure fighting back.
I'm gonna put my ice submachine gun back on. That seemed better.
Against the endless tide of skelly-mens. Though his armor is scarred by 100 battles, his honor is untarnished. It's Paladin
Mike! Oi!
So Mike.
You, citizen! Over here!
Paladin Meek.
I saw you fighting the undead on the beach. Glad I'm not the only one giving these bony pricks a hard time.
Ah, I didn't know paladins got to swear so much. Might have signed up myself.
Do I bloody look like I've got time for manners lessons? I'm up to my codpiece in undead. They came out of nowhere.
Aye, the Dragon Lord has returned. I've seen for myself.
The Dragon Lord? Bollocks, we'll have to deal with him later. Right now, we have to break this siege. The undead have catapults lobbing skeletons over the walls. I need you to destroy them. Here, take this C4.
Tina, I know you like explosives, but can you make it more fantasy-themed than C4?
Right.
That's dynamite. It's not a C4.
Yeah, right. Here, take this, fantasy 4. I'll help the villagers get to safety. Fight through the siege fields and use that fantasy 4 to blow the catapults to Kingdom Bloody Come!
Thinking about it, Wonderlands games have never actually been overly well optimized. Like, I remember back when Wonderlands 2 first came out, I played it on console at the time, admittedly.
After a few centuries,
Even
you
that
you
ran
get that
horribly.
conquering itch again, you know?
And God, thinking about it, even when I had a computer that was higher than what Wonderlands 2 would recommend, it still didn't run fast. So while my computer is trash, I feel like it's not entirely my computer's fault. I don't know what it is about this game that they cannot optimize very well. but it would help substantially to have more updates here for sure.
Magic miscellaneous projectiles! Black ray, only sharper!
Kill all the Zambos.
Slap that fantasy 4 onto the catapult. Now set it off. You want to stand bloody clear.
Staying clear, they say, is on right up there.
Into glitter and rainbow bits.
Bloody brilliant.
Game should have made it at least an actual
Keep
thread.
blasting them back to the grey hells, citizen.
Okay, so Paladin Mike isn't mine, but I met this cool nerdy barista on the EchoNet, and they said I could use their B&B character if I wanted, and I was like, hell yeah! And they were like, chuff, governor! And I was like, ooh, I'm still in that accent too.
Damn, I just unloaded the clip on the top. Yes, I did say what all gun nuts that come across.
Fresh crop of cowards to kill. That's for making me look at you. I never miss. Try this. You doubt this makes it interesting.
I will not stop putting points into these until I can no longer do so.
They've set the last catapult up on the fallen tower. Figure out a way to get over there.
That's way too big of a jump. What if we undestroyed that last catapult and threw ourselves over?
Don't touch the miniature! Hit yourself with a catapult sounds cool, so I'm gonna let it go this once!
Only once. Don't you
Numbers,
dare touch her
go!
shit more than one time, though. I swear to God. You know, actually, no. I'm not gonna bother exploring this area right now. But once you get past this and you start opening up this area as an actual quest hub, then I'll do it.
Be your face.
I'm DOS Big Hippo, and welcome to Jackass. Fuck.
Woohoo! Those catapults take hundreds of goblin hours to construct. I'm out here creating jobs, you know.
Team bag? Well, that's going for you.
Usually the melee one has a bit of a lock on right there. It locked my camera in one place instead of locking onto the enemy. That was unfortunate. Oh, you're up.
Out of spell slots.
My spell went full now. I'm sorry I keep bumping into my mic. Using the headset, the microphone is attached. I keep having to scratch my face and I keep bumping into it. I do have a standalone mic on the way. It'll be here hopefully tomorrow. And that'll help with that a little bit. Hopefully be a better mic quality as well.
Let's make this interesting!
Man, I'm glad I decided to go down. I can't imagine how bad it would be right now. How much it would be fluctuating, all this stuff going on.
Fly through!
I apologize for anyone that watches this and can't stand the 30 frames, but I bet it looks substantially better than the massive fluctuating frames. I'm gonna yelp.
Talking skeleton!
God, the skeleton voice lines in this game are so fucking awful. I love it. Oh yeah. Better than the shotgun, whatever it is, without looking at its stats. 2 or 3 shot bursts. Not that much of a difference, but
That'll bloody learn 'em! Ha! Regroup by the main gate. I can see 'em gathering for an assault.
Oh, good for you. See, while you're having your little heroic tantrum out there, my forces are already in the city getting ready to burn the place to the ground. Oh, this is great. We're all having fun.
Whoop, you're stranded. Here's a nice bridge for you.
They've been waiting for that bridge to pop up. Bloody infrastructure edict finally came through. Hey, you showed those boneheads what for? One of the Queen's waystones. No
there's a
way.
dog barking
I've never
outside.
actually
My
seen
window's
one of these
closed, but I
before.
can still hear it. I really have to wonder if it's gonna show up on the mic. This mic is extremely sensitive, it seems.
Alright! I'm bloody impressed.
Even with its terrible
I only
quality.
heard about those in stories.
Mushroom
Magic has
Man!
unlocked more of your power as a fate
Mushroom with
maker.
unclappable ass
The
cheeks,
Dragon
you know what I'm
Lord's
saying?
armies don't stand a chance.
And there's the class feat unlocked, and as you probably saw from my time in the character creation or when I was putting points into my character, yeah, every class has a feat, and I believe 3 of the classes have a companion for their feat. This is the Clawbringer with their little dragon companion.
Aw, man, you're doing so
And
well.
I get a little mushroom.
Too bad I don't have anything up my sleeve for this.
His scarf changes colors with me.
I try to smash this through the
He's
gate!
green and brown because that's what I put
Oh,
as my
that
color.
damn thing knocked me down. The undead are about to attack.
Spellman! This world's no place for the weak.
Fuck you, Skeleton Man. So why are the trolls and the skeletons working together? Like, they don't have any kind of common ground there. Skeleton and zombies. Alright, I can understand that. All similar to
hide nicely, though.
The tide of skelliemans and trolls wanes. You've held off the assault.
That all you got, Dragon Lord?
Watch it, Fate Maker. You haven't even seen me try.
Over here, Fate Maker! Honestly, I didn't quite believe it. But you fight like something out of a legend. Oh, you are a Fate Maker. Oh, come on, we've stopped their ground assault, but there's some undead that made it into the city.
Better hurry if you're gonna stop me and save the world. I can only drag my feet destroying Brighthoof for so long.
Right, get it here. Yeah, get it over.
Bloody gates are closed. Give me a moment, I'll get us in. Oi! Lord Sky! Open up the gate!
Speak the password?
Passwords, open the bloody gate before I shove leaves down your throat, stick a handle on your ass, and turn you into my own personal bloody teapot!
Can't imagine that working too well.
Open the gate!
Come on, but get ready. It's gonna be a right mess in there.
Spells are up!
As you enter Brighthoof, you witness total carnage. Homes are on fire. Skelliemans are eating people's feet. It's Soup's Depression.
This is Soup's Depression. Come on, we have to clear the city. We'll make our stand in the main square.
Yes, yes! Push on, my armies of unyielding darkness. Once I take this city, the whole world will fall into my hands. Words real? I want you to hate me. I'm talking true loathing, like an absolute rage smoldering within, hollowing you out like a housewife. Just let me know if there's anything else I can do. Mentor figures I can kill. I'm all ears.
What an epic...
Go ahead and get stronger mid-combat, because why the hell not?
Belly rub you shall
I'm
have.
noticing that I'm really not talking a whole lot. That's something I still really gotta work on, but not entirely sure what to say most of the time, honestly. I'm just not used to talking a whole lot. Along with this game being riddled with its own dialogue. I don't know. Mowing down some skeletons. As we push forward to the main plaza.
Ambush!
Nuts.
Let's get busting and blasting!
Have a lot more to talk about.
Bet you wish you
Playing
turned
over.
away.
Not only do I not have to worry about that, but I feel like I have more to say during Elden Ring, because there's usually more going on in combat than just point and shoot. There's more mechanics to talk about other than just point and shoot. And I'm making Borderlands terrible, like, terrible. I'm not trying to, because I do genuinely love these games. I've played all of them multiple times.
You defeat the
Yeah.
ambush, but you see that the drawbridge to the inner walls has been raised. You're stuck on this side. What do you do?
I think it's obvious. We seduce the drawbridge.
Seduce that bitch.
Hey girl,
Bitches love seduction.
looking fine. Those new counterweights?
Counterweight's
I'm
like
not
a
even
fake
gonna make
baby.
you roll for that. The drawbridge, it digs your flavor, baby.
Works every time.
Pain's grab.
Come on! Main square is this way!
The skeleton who brings me the queen's diamond head gets one of those novelty turkey drumsticks. Even if you can't eat it, they'll club a human like a fence post.
Main square! This is where we make our stand! Queen!
Arcane arrows!
Skeleton walk on time.
What will fill my enemies' hearts with the most?
I haven't actually played my other character at all since my last recording session, so I still haven't gotten past chapter 6. I'm not entirely sure what to come, or what's to come, what I'm playing. I don't know if I will play any more of that right now, because I know my brother wants to play, so I can do it while I'm doing this. I don't know if I really want to have 3 characters started right now. See what happens, I guess.
Like rain, only sharper! Works every time!
As the last lifeless skellyman clatters to the cobblestones,
After I finish this up,
realize you've done it!
go ahead and call
The
it.
undead horde has been...
Gotta check the loot though. Always check that loot. Ooh, Graveborn power. Because that's totally useful.
defeated! For now.
I mean, if I go Graveborn as my secondary class, it will be.
For
But
the queen!
that's still a while
It
away.
feels so good to be a hero.
I hope you remember this. I gave it a shot playing by the rules. Now, I'm gonna have to start breaking them.
The Fate Maker wields great power in the face of evil. It feels like something lost long ago has been found again. It feels like home.
Bloody brilliantly done! Over here, Fate Maker! You've saved us all, Fate Maker! You are the hero of Brighthoof!
Oh, hell yeah. More passive
Now,
damage.
about this bloody Dragon Lord business. I'm sure the Queen will be eager to meet our new Fate Maker in person. The castle gates are right over there.
Huh. Never met a queen before.
The gates of Her Majesty's castle swing open as though they anticipated your arrival. And then you hear the clop of perfect hooves upon the cobblestones. They belong to the most goodest, majesticest ruler ever seen by mortal eyes.
Queen Butt Stallion!
Her magnificence. It just washes over you, man.
Yes, I feel it. It's fizzy.
You spilled your soda.
Dumbass.
Yes, I did, and it was in honor of the Queen.
Damn. Diamond made the bolts bounce right off of her. Fuck if she decides to turn against us, boys.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll tell him. Yeah, okay. So, she says you are the bravest Fate Maker the Wonderlands has seen in generations. But though you have pushed back the Dragon Lord's attack, his downfall can only be brought about by one thing. You must go and retrieve
the Sword of Souls!
I was getting to that! Yeah, it's a Sword of Souls. Although, thank you, Valentine, for paying attention to the exposition.
The Sword of Souls is the coolest weapon in the whole game. Are we really getting that?
I mean, if you complete the quest, yeah.
I'll murder this whole quest and everyone in it. I want that sword.
Intense, but it's in the right spirit. Mostly.
Her Majesty says that the Sword of Souls is hidden in the Shatter Grave Barrow. She will be reaching there personally for you.
Would you say we're being bestowed a huge honor? I've always wanted to be bestowed something.
Girl, you totally just got bestowed.
Alright, and I think with that, I will call it there for this episode. On the next episode, it sounds like we're going to be going grave robbing, which that should be fun. But before I go, I do want to say, I appreciate anyone that has stumbled across this video and watched to the end. You know, I'm just out here to try to make content to make other people happy, or maybe get their mind off of something that could be eating at them. I'm not here to try to make money or turn it into a job or anything like that. I just want to bring joy to other people. So here I am doing this. So yeah, that'll be about it for this episode. And anyone that has stumbled across this, I hope to see you in the next one.